and getting my stance. So I'm 6 yards ahead of everybody. I'm getting a head start. And, we snap the ball, and boom, I win the team takeoff, right? And just start celebrating. Everybody goes crazy, because I win the team takeoff. And Shanahan's freaking fuming, just fuming. He's like over there, you can see him, right? But everybody's having a good time. And anyhow, we went out, and that week we won. Not crediting that,
right?
But it was just there's a different you got to. It's so much a grind. And I talked to Mike about it. I was like, this is so hard, and it's such a grind, and we've lost players, and we've got injuries, and all these things. Dude, if you take the fun out of this game is too hard not to have fun while you're doing it. You can still work hard and prepare hard and have a good time. And not unless you're, Josh McDaniels, because everything is I'm so serious and nothing can be fun.
And you guys didn't slide all of a sudden because you were having too much fun.
Right. No.
And all of a sudden you were shirking your responsibilities or anything like that. It had nothing to do with that. So why stop having fun?
Right. It must have just chapped his ass. He probably had to have bag balm on his hiney. All those 2 years we went back-to-back championships because we were having a blast. We were digging around and having a good time. But everybody was a professional, so we did our work. But unbelievable. So, as much as I hate to see the Raiders have success, I've always said this. The league's a better place when the Raiders are relevant, and I am glad. And I'm glad for Antonio Pierce. I worked with Antonio Pierce for several years at ESPN. He's a great dude, and I hope that he puts them back on the map, and I hope he gets a chance to retain that job. I think it's really cool.
Then there are the Jets.
Yeah,
and
wow,
from Robert Saleh on a radio show taking the fifth when asked why he doesn't bench Zach Wilson.
Dude, they need to go to Trevor Siemian.
But he was asked about that, and he's like, I'll take the fifth. Like, what does that mean?
Right.
Are you in charge or not?
Yeah.
Are you empowered or not? And then you got the Monday night game, and Troy Aikman's calling out the Jets offense and all the pre-snap penalties. You can't even line up right. And then in the backdrop, you got Aaron Rodgers out there slinging around passes and allegedly telling Derwin James he's going to be back in a few weeks.
Yeah,
he's since backed off that, but
he said a few weeks. I saw the video clip. He did say a few weeks. That depends. Everybody's few. Some people's few is 3. I think most people in America, their few would be 3.
Yes.
Some people's few is 12 weeks. It just depends on
2024.
Right. It just depends on what your few means, right? Just what your few means. So
what do you think Aaron Rodgers' few means?
If they made it to the playoffs, then he would assess where he's at and if he could be effective.
So him back in 3 weeks, you say no chance.
Zero chance of him being back in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Zero. I don't think we produce enough ghee butter in this country to have him back in 3 weeks. You could eat vats of ghee butter and have diarrhea for months and still not be ready to play. As much as that helps your body, I think. Mm-hmm. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm willing to do anything. Like I said, even with injury stuff, when I was playing, you could sell me on wrapping dog turds on my injury would help it heal. I would be searching dog turds high and low through the neighborhood to wrap on my injuries. If I think it's going to help, I will do it.
All right. So do you see the Jets? Any scenario in which
No, not
no playoff scenario for Aaron Rodgers to come back on his white steed and save the day.
Not with Zach Wilson playing quarterback.
So you'd go to Trevor Siemian
without even question. There's not even one question in my mind, and I don't think Trevor Siemian's the savior either. But Trevor's a professional. Trevor will get the ball out on time. He'll get it to the right receiver. Now, there's going to be some limitations with what he can do, and I also understand that the protection and your offensive line is not great, but some of that will be alleviated because he's going to get the ball out on time. So there's not going to be 8 sacks every time you line up to play.
You've covered a lot of stories around the NFL, a lot of teams, a lot of games. You did the Vikings last week, and you got them again this week for Fox. Where does this Joshua Dobbs story land on? Did I just see that happen?
It's one of those Hollywood scripts that you would get turned down because it's not real. Mm-hmm. It's not. There's just no way. And you think about this, and we'll also cover this. We'll do a leftovers podcast that will also be available here on Audacy as well as on YouTube. But you look at what transpired. So I had a chance I was down on the field pregame. So I go sauntering up to Dobbs because I had him week 1 and week 2 and kind of, developed a little rapport. And so he takes his headphones out or his headphones off, and I go, "Are you following me? Like, you're following me?"
Yeah,
he goes, No, you're following me. You're following me.
Yeah.
So we kind of laughed, and I'm like, "Dude, where are you at right now?" He goes, "Well, I know the play sheet. So there's not a play on the play sheet that I haven't memorized, like the call. That doesn't mean like I totally know all the nuances to that particular play, but I can get in the huddle and regurgitate a call."
How many plays are you talking about on a play sheet?
On a play sheet, there's probably, let's say, you break it up in 1st and 10. You break it up into base, like 1st and 10, 2nd down, 2 to 5. So you're talking about probably, let's call it 30 concepts on there that you want to be able to run, right? And then you're talking about nickel, right? 2nd down 7+, 3rd down 7+. You probably got 10, 15 things that you like in nickel, right? And then you're talking about let's say 15 things. You got 5 runs you like in nickel and 10 passes you like in nickel. And then 3rd down and 4-, right? So now you've got, hey man, we got 4 or 5 runs we like in here, and we've got,
so what are you talking,
passes.
60, 80 or so that he?
Oh, I'm sure there's probably 120 play calls on a play sheet for any given Sunday.
And he had been there for 3-4 days, and he
got there on Tuesday,
and he was able to have that all down.
He said he
could
regurgitate all that stuff.
Wow.
Now there's a lot of carryover, in the way things are called, but then he said, but some of them I'm real confident with, and there's others that I'm just like, I don't. So, but yeah, I mean, you've seen the coaches; they hold up their play sheet, and it's like this, and it's that tiny little print, So it's all kinds of different. It's all kinds of different things and scenarios, and then there's all those different. You got short yardage goal line, you got your 2-point plays, you got Right. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Now, of those 120 plays, any given Sunday, you may operate in a realm of 30 plays that you like. Different formations, different motions, different everything. But where you really are finding yourself is in that core of 30 plays that are really working well for you. I'd be hard pressed to say that you ever actually run more than that. But yeah, so as it turns out, this is remarkable. What is going on is remarkable. As I'm on the broadcast, I'm like, this dude got here too. I thought it was remarkable. I did his first game with Arizona. He was there for 17 days before he did his first game and didn't have the offense completely down.
Right.
Here's a guy that came on Tuesday, has never thrown to any of the starter receivers, has never taken one first-team rep. He took a couple of backup reps and then some scout team stuff. Like, he hasn't really thrown with anybody, knows anybody. He didn't know people's names.
They're on the sideline working on his cadence so that they have some idea of how he's going to call hut. Right.
They never worked as an offense with this cadence, so they wanted his voice inflection and what his cadence was going to sound like. So I probably didn't, even as I'm doing it, I didn't really give it the credit it deserved. I think part of it is you don't want to just be so one-sided in any broadcast, right? But it's what he did was remarkable. And then the way it started out, he takes a sack for a safety. He has 2 fumbles that were lost. It's an unbelievable story. And then to come back with 2 minutes left, drive him 75 yards, convert on 4th down and 7 with a 22-yard scramble, and then throw, to one of your backup wide receivers that you don't even know his name, essentially, in Brandon Powell. It's one of the most remarkable stories that you'll ever witness.
Finally, I know you're going to be happy being in Minnesota this weekend.
Yeah.
But I know you'd really love to be in Germany.
Oh.
You want to call one of those Germany games. That's your heritage right there.
Right.
Indy, New England. Blah game. But here's where I mean, there's rumors, there's reports that if the Patriots lose this game, Bill Belichick doesn't survive the flight back.
Right.
That he could be fired this week in Germany if they lose this game. I mean, could that happen?
If it did, would they fire him on the plane? Like, if I was going to get fired, I'd rather get fired while I was in Germany.
Yes.
And then extend the vacation.
Yes.
Right? Go play some Hammerschlagen, pound some, what is the German beer of choice is?
Some Steins of Polana or something.
Yes. Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of, eat bratwursts and lament about what happened.
Right.
What could have been.
Right. Can't do it on the flight home.
No, I mean, how awkward would that be? Oh, by the way, you're fired.
Yeah.
And
somewhere over the Atlantic.
Right. Could you see Belichick put on a little leather helmet and a chute, just jump out, down from just leaving.
I'm out of here.
There's a paratrooper. That's it. I'm gone. Somewhere over England.
Somewhere, that's right. I'm on to London.
Yeah. No, on to London. No, that'd be hard to fathom. I can't even believe it.
I wouldn't be so surprised.
I cannot.
I kind of get the sense that the Crafts are itching to make a move.
Ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ready to make some picks?
I am ready to make some picks.
You be in the second place team now?
I don't know that I just.
Do you want to explain your math to the great viewers out here?
You're 16-11.
Yes.
I am 15-11-1.
All right. So who's ahead?
Right. Well, you keep saying you're ahead, but then I did this. Look I go in 11 divided by 16, and it's 68% winning percentage.
Right.
Then I went 11 divided by 15, and it's 733 winning percentage. But I don't know how to factor in the tie.
That's your Achilles heel right now.
That's my bugaboo.
Because if I put 16-11 over 15-11-1, Mark, my extra win trumps your extra tie. That's just, or we got the same amount of losses.
How come that math doesn't?
We got the same. You don't do well with math. So
there's still, I guess there's still a game in there. So it's still, I've played 16, not 15. So it's still 11, but I don't have 16. I don't know.
See, folks, this is what happens when Mark tries to. Math is very confusing.
Math is very hard. It is very hard. Let's just go back to work here. All right? See if you can. I get to pick first. So here's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Cincinnati -7 over Houston. Love the C.J. Stroud story, but I still think that he's prone to some ups and downs. Cincinnati really starts to look like a team that's starting to figure it out. Okay. I'm going to take New Orleans -2.5 at Minnesota. It was a great story last week with Josh Dobbs, but I just think that clock strikes midnight this weekend. Right. And I'm going to continue to ride the new coach bump in Vegas. I'm going to take the Raiders at home +1.5 over the Jets. So there you go. All right, I like it. All right, I'm going 49ers -3. Does it mean the 49ers are the favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I thought I was getting 3.
No.
In Jacksonville?
Yeah.
The 5-3 49ers are favored in Jacksonville?
Yes. There'll be more 49er fans there.
Okay, well, I'm going to take it anyway. I'm not afraid. I'm not going to let you talk me into anything that I'm not.
Besides, he doesn't want Mike Shanahan to get mad at him.
Yeah. That's what that's all about. Okay, I'm going to go Falcons over the Cardinals, even though they say Kyler Murray is going to play. Falcons 1.5-point favorites in Arizona in the desert. I'm going Falcons -1.5, and then I am going to go. Where am I going to go? Baltimore. Yeah.
-6.
Ravens -6. I'm going to take the Ravens.
Best team in the AFC, you said.
That's what I said.
You said
Who are they playing again?
Cleveland.
I don't even pay attention. Cleveland. Division rival. -6. That's a big spread.
Hey, man.
I have faith in myself. 3-0 for me. I look at yours as 1-2. I would say 1-2 for you. That makes sense.
Say goodnight.
It's right here in my book.
It's in the book.
It's in the book, people. Just enjoy it. Hey, for everybody involved in the Stink Truth Podcast, we thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Hit us with a comment. Like us. Do whatever it is you do. I'll try to get back to some of those comments. I didn't do a good job last week. I was too busy fighting with people on the internet. I'm no more. I'm not going to fight with people on the internet. as far as you know. Hey, for everybody involved, thank you so much for listening and watching and doing all those things. We appreciate you. Make sure you stay tuned, or make sure you check out our Leftovers podcast, because we're going to get into the Minnesota and Atlanta game that I did last week that turned out to be a real barn burner. No, you don't need an MRI. That says my phone said so right there. So anyhow, make sure you tune back in with us. Oh my gosh, would you shut up, dude? All right, there you go. Later. Hey, for everybody involved in the Stinky Truth, we thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. If you want to see more of our videos, you can also be sure to check out our playlist. Let us know exactly what you think in the comments below. We appreciate you guys so much for being a part of that.
Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date on our latest updates. Links are in the description. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.